Hello and welcome to today's Oboe Windfree. I've got Joanne Tierney, the ICO's Development Manager, to talk to me today, and we're going to talk about our Christmas campaigns. So really today is a very special day in the world of Joanne Tierney.
Well, in the world of Irish Chamber Orchestra, first and foremost. So today is the actual launch of our online Christmas shop. And of course, I purposely picked it. I chose today for you to coincide with your oboe. Very thoughtful of me. But it is, and in this final quarter of the year, the Christmas campaign is extremely important in terms of helping us reach our annual fundraising target, which at the moment stands just shy of 250,000. So it's extremely important to get that message across that, you know, we need to reach that target in order to ensure that our wonderful community outreach programs are delivered and continue to be delivered.
That must make a really big difference to be able to say to the children, we can carry this on, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. The children and also their parents and the wider community play an integral part in terms of the further development of our important community outreach programs. And indeed, we really like to keep them updated in terms of what's happening, because it's their stories, Matthew, that we're sharing, and it's them who is essentially putting in the hard work on the ground together with our wonderful teachers.
I also want to ask, you talk about the community, the children and the programs. Tell me a really impactful story about how this makes a big difference to people's lives.
You know, there are loads of stories, many stories I could tell you, but a recent one in terms of how the support would make a difference, whether it's through our online Christmas shop or as a corporate partner or an individual donor or a friend, becoming a friend of Irish Chamber Orchestra. I recently had the absolute pleasure and privilege of having a 2-hour conversation with our first Sing Out with Strings and youth orchestra graduate who has gone to study classical guitar in Waterford.
Wow.
You know, like that's quite the journey from the age of 8 years right through to 18. And, you know, I was particularly moved when she said to me, Joanne, music really helped me. And I'm paraphrasing, but this is in essence, this was her message, that music really helped her to be herself. And in turn, she wants to come back and give that back to children and young people in time. And that's quite the legacy, you know, of Irish Chamber Orchestra, part of our legacy. I also recently presented to a Probus Club in Ennis, up to 40 retired businessmen, and they hadn't heard of our community outreach programs. So it's very important to me in my role, and something I feel very passionate about, is showing people just how wonderful Irish Chamber Orchestra is in taking music out of the concert halls and walking the walk and bringing it right into communities where it's all inclusive and all accessible.
And you talk about that online Christmas shop. I mean, is it all online? How do I buy?
So
being quite an impulsive shopper myself.
I hear you. So it is all online, and it's also our way of trying to do our part for the environment. So a person can visit www.irishchamberorchestra.com/Christmas/ or alternatively, if they have any problems navigating our site, they can contact me, joanne.tierney@ul.ie. So we have something, we try very hard to have something on offer for everyone, from our ticket vouchers to our Friends of ICO gift vouchers, whereby you can gift somebody either of these things or both if you would like, and open them up to a whole new world of music and cultural experiences and indeed friendships. The two actually stand the test of time. We also have our recyclable Christmas charity cards again, which sold out last year, Matthew. And then something for our corporates are our e-cards, which is something I always get particularly excited about.
Why do you get excited about those?
Well, because from the perspective of, you know, growing our corporate partnership support, they're a really great way where we can introduce Irish Chamber Orchestra two potential new corporates, and then they share these, whether it's the musical animated e-card that they choose or our short cinematic card with their logo and a personalised message to their board members, to staff, to suppliers. All they need to do is email me their logo and their message, and they get back their bespoke e-card with the soundscape provided by the wonderful Irish Chamber Orchestra. So it's a really great way to introduce us to potential new corporate partners, but also to spread the word about the great work that Irish Chamber Orchestra is doing on the ground in communities.
So our corporate sponsors, they sponsor Sing Out With Strings, the Irish Chamber Orchestra Youth Orchestra, but at the same time they're giving back to the community. Is that basically what you're saying?
Absolutely. So, you know, whether it's, and would say, for example, if it's a local business, they would take a particular interest in Sing Out With Strings because that programme is delivered in 2 partnering local Limerick-based schools, whereby we're teaching 350 children every week string instrumental and choral lessons. And so that would be particularly attractive to local business. And where you do provide your financial support, it quite literally has an immediate impact because the funds are allocated immediately and they're spent immediately in delivering these lessons, whereby music is used as a developmental tool to support the children in the further development of their confidence, their interpersonal skills, all of those key life skills that are extremely important. Then if you're looking at a national corporate partner, they would be, you know, particularly interested in the youth orchestra because, you know, we have that has a more of a national reach in terms of, I suppose, where our participants would go and perform outside of the community. And also recently, they've performed in different countries in Europe. You know, and then we have our Sing Out With Strings online, free online teaching music resource, which again is particularly of interest to local, national and international. So we have something for everyone, much like our Christmas shop.
Absolutely.
So you're trying to take a lateral perspective because the programmes really are deserving of support.
How long's the shop open for?
So the shop will be open up until around mid-December, and the precise date, if our viewers keep an eye on our socials, they'll get notification there and also in our monthly newsletter as well. And then there's an earlier deadline in terms of ordering your corporate e-card.
Joanne, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me this morning.
Thank you very much, Matthew.